Welcome to BadgerDen, where we're bringing you nothing but Badger sports all year long. Welcome to BadgerDen. This week, I'm joined by Matt Pellegrini. We're giving you the conference report right now to start BadgerDen off. We've also got good things coming up. We're going to have Coach Rob Nelson and the players here today to talk a little bit with them about team progress with the Snow College Badgers. But before we get to that, we're going to talk conference with Matt Pellegrini. He's our man. So Matt,
I'm all over the conference.
He's all over it. So tell us where Snow College lies in the conference, and then the rest of the teams along with their standing and their how many wins and losses.
Perfect. So this last week, Snow College played Salt Lake Community College, and we lost, which was a hard loss for Snow College because they were right behind them in the conference in third place, and that is where Snow College is now. But with a win right there, it would have helped them a lot to be able to get closer to a tie. But they lost, and so the conference standings right now are sitting at College of Southern Idaho at number 1 with 8-0, and they're also number 3 in the nation. And they also, I was looking it up, they have the most wins in the nation.
Right, and they haven't lost.
They haven't lost. They're 23-0, but the number 1 and 2 teams, they both have only won 21 games. And so then right behind College of Southern Idaho, we have Salt Lake Community College, 7-1.
They only lost to
Colorado.
to CSI, College of Southern Idaho.
Yeah,
you're good.
Excuse me.
No, you're good. And then they'll be playing them again this weekend. We'll get to that, but keep going, Matt.
Exactly. So then we have Snow College sitting at 5-3 with losses to Salt Lake Community College twice and College of Southern Idaho.
Exactly.
And so both their losses, or all three of their losses, are coming from the top 2 teams in the conference. Then we have Northern Idaho College sitting at 4-4, and Snow College will be going to play them on Thursday.
Right.
So that will be an interesting matchup. And we have College of Northwestern Community, or Colorado Northwestern Community College, sitting at 1-8, so not too good. And then USU Eastern at 0-9. And so it's kind of uneven a little bit. The conference is, we have a lot of good teams, and then the bad teams are really bad.
Right.
And so this last week, I'm going to read you guys the results. Snow College lost. Salt Lake Community College, 69-64. Really good game, really close throughout. We just couldn't finish. And that seems to be Snow College's problem this year, is finishing. We saw both their losses to Salt Lake Community College.
Like in the last 2 minutes.
2 minutes of the game.
Exactly.
And as well as College of Southern Idaho, where in the last 5 minutes of the game, Snow College was up by 14
Right.
and lost the game. So, sad loss for Snow College. We're going to have to see if they can turn that around. Northern Idaho College beat USU Eastern 71-64. Close game for USU Eastern. Rough loss because they haven't won any yet.
Right.
Hopefully they'll be able to pull one out. CSI, College of Southern Idaho, beat Colorado Northwestern Community College 100-59. Blowout game.
Yeah, well, Snow College did about the same to them 2 weekends ago, 113-49, if I'm not mistaken.
It was almost. I think it was 120 something too. It was a ridiculous number. CSI beat USU Eastern 88-56, and Northern Idaho College beat Colorado Northwestern Community College 106-62. And so, really honestly, College of Southern Idaho, Salt Lake Community College, Snow College, and the Northern Idaho College, all playing great basketball right now.
Right.
They're all really well, and they're all close in the conference. And so even though College of Southern Idaho is 8-0, they could easily be beaten by any of these teams.
Right.
And so it's really just a toss-up to see what's going to happen.
And when you play a team 3 times, it's even more likely to happen.
Oh, most definitely. College of Southern Idaho, they're coming here. It'll be Snow College's last game here at home.
Right.
And so we're going to see how that turns out. So what we're looking at for this week is Salt Lake Community College is playing College of Southern Idaho. That's going to be a good matchup. They're at College of Southern Idaho.
Which is hard because the College of Southern Idaho they bring in a huge home crowd. Really, there's nothing to do in Pocatello, Idaho, and so all the people go to the games. They draw a huge crowd, make a lot of noise. It's a tough place to play.
It's definitely very difficult to go into a team that's ranked top in the nation and beat them at home.
Right.
Usually when they're that good, their home crowd's going to be huge, just a lot of basketball fans. So Snow College is going to Northern Idaho College. They're leaving tomorrow night to head up there.
So that's on Thursday. Those will be Thursday's
Thursday.
games. Okay, perfect. And then on Saturday?
Snow College is going to play College of Southern Idaho, which will be a good game. It's going to be at College of Southern Idaho.
Yep.
Rough place to play, like we said. Hopefully these two games, Snow College and Salt Lake Community College can go up there and beat them this week.
Right.
That'd be great. And then Salt Lake Community College is going to play Northern Idaho College. So it's back and forth.
Right.
Just switching back up there. It's going to be great games this week, though.
Right, and then the two teams that are USU Eastern and Colorado Northwestern will be playing against each other, but in their own vicinities, right? Because they're kind of on the other side. But something really interesting for the Badgers is we've had 3 weekends straight at home. So that's been 6 games at home, and now it's a 6th game on the road. So this weekend we're going to play against Northern Idaho, and then on Saturday, Southern Idaho. The following weekend, on the 5th and then the 7th, we're going to be playing Price, which is USU Eastern, and Colorado Northwestern. And then the following weekend we'll be in Salt Lake Community College. So huge games coming up for the Badgers as they were able to kind of struggle at home. Now it's the chance to see what they can do on the road for these next 6 games. So that'll be something really interesting.
It's going to be a good matchup, all these games this weekend.
So it really, something to look forward to for the Badgers is Badgers are playing well. The problem is they're just not able to finish down the stretch at some times. So we're going to talk with Coach Rob Nelson tonight, try to figure out what he's doing to prepare his team to do that, see what the players have to say about that, and really figure it out. Really, we want to find out a little bit more about them and see what happens. So Matt, is there anything else we should know for the conference report?
No, excuse me, I'm so sorry.
You're good. Matt's been sick. He's been under the weather, but he's here doing his show with us.
Sorry, I just can't breathe. No, just tune into these games this weekend. They're going to be really good to figure out, see what happens. The top 4 teams in the conference are going to be playing each other, so it's going to be a great weekend to watch basketball.
Perfect. So Snow TV will not be on the road for the next few games, but you'll have an opportunity. I imagine you can find them out on the web. If not, the following weekend we'll be in USU Eastern and in Colorado Northwestern. We'll be there bringing it live. Matt's going to come along. We're going to enjoy the weekend. But I think that's going to wrap it up for us right now on our conference report. Is just watch out for those teams. Huge player right now for the Badgers is Walter Wright. Continues to play well. Watch out for him in these upcoming games. And whether or not Lorenz Stalcup and Aziz Leaks can really find a dominant presence down low to help the Badgers, because really they need a lot of help down low that they're not getting. Walter Wright's happened to be a huge playmaker by himself.
Honestly, when the big 3 big men that we have on our team, Aziz Leaks, Lorenz Stalcup, and Marcus Bryce, when they play well, it's really hard to beat Snow College. We've noticed that. And so we'll see if they can have a dominant presence up in Idaho this weekend.
Perfect. So we're going to take a few-minute break, and we'll be back with player and coaches interviews here on BadgerDen.
All right, welcome back to BadgerDen. My name's Matt Pellegrini. We're here with Marcus Bryce from the Snow College Badger basketball team. We're just going to do a quick bio with him today, ask him some questions about himself and about the basketball team. So Marcus, where are you from?
I'm from Magna, Utah, a little suburb in Salt Lake.
Sweet. How long have you been here at Snow College?
This will be my 2nd year.
Awesome. So you're going to be done after this year then?
This will be my last.
Cool. So where did you go to high school then up there?
I went to Cypress High School.
Cypress High School.
It was 5A when I was there. They're 4A right now.
Oh, wow. Did you play basketball all 4 years?
I did. I played all the time that I was in high school.
Oh, sweet.
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
How did your basketball team do while you guys were there?
We did all right. Since then, it's really gone downhill, but it's been good while I was there. We went to the state tournament and lost to Lone Peak.
Oh, sad day. But that's cool. So what have you been doing since then? You've just been here, Snow College, obviously, but what do you like to do in your free time when you're not playing basketball?
Basketball is pretty much what I do all
That's
the
all
time.
you do.
But no, I love being involved in church especially. Institute is something that I really enjoy, and that's something I actually want to do is teach Institute, I think. So that's something I'm going to work on. But I love model trains as well. That's something that's been in my family for a long time, believe it or not.
That's awesome, sweet. Well, cool. So now let's just get to the basketball here. So you've played your first year as well here at Snow College.
Yeah.
And how did you guys do? Did you start on the team when you were here?
I started a little bit. It just depended on the matchups, things that were going on.
Definitely.
But we won about half of them last year. We've done a lot better this year. We've kind of matured, grown up, you can say, and that's really helped us a lot. But we have a lot of talent this year. It's been a really good year this year.
That is, you guys have been playing great, and especially you. I've seen that you've done really well from the three-point line, which it's kind of unusual to see someone as tall as you are shooting like that. You and Kevin Durant are the only ones.
Yeah,
but
he's a little bit better than I am, but I've definitely worked on that this past year.
That's good. So this week you guys are playing North Idaho College and College of Southern Idaho.
Yes.
What have you guys been doing to prepare for those games?
Especially these past few days, we've been running and gunning. We've been making sure that we get up the court quick and that we get a good shot every single time, that we control the tempo. In our last game, we didn't do so well at controlling the tempo, but that's what we're going to do this weekend. We're going to push and we're going to make them guard us on the run, make us get out there. So.
That's good. Yeah, I've actually noticed that when you guys have been playing, that when you control the speed of the game, you guys play really well. You guys have a lot of good shooters on your team, and so to get open and make those three-point shots is really good. So I know that you guys are playing the College of Southern Idaho this week. They're really good. They're ranked top 25 in the nation. You guys almost beat them when you were here at home. And so what do you guys think? What's the game plan against them? What do you think you guys need to do to beat them?
Same thing we got to do with any team, really, is we got to control that tempo. I mean, just like you were saying, we are really good when we push the ball and when we get out ahead in front of teams. We do really, really well when we do that. So that's really our game plan, is just to make sure that we control that tempo and that we stay on top of that. And then you got all the little things. You've always got rebounding. You've always got staying in a stance, making them make the extra pass. But really pushing the ball and making it a quick-paced game is really to our advantage. So that's what we're planning on doing for the rest of the season, really, making sure we stay on top of that.
Well, good luck to you guys playing those games. Have a safe trip up there. This is Marcus Bryce. I'm Matt Pellegrini here with Snow.
Welcome back to BadgerDen. I'm Jeff Brinton, joined along with men's basketball player Lorenz Stalcup. He's joining along with us today to talk a little bit about him. So, Lorenz, tell us about yourself. Where are you from?
Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Yes.
So, have you always played basketball since you were little?
Yes.
Yeah?
Second grade.
Second grade.
Yes.
Were you dunking then? Were you this tall?
Yep.
Yeah? You've always been?
Yeah.
So Lorenz is pretty tall. How tall are you, Lorenz?
6'11".
6'11", and I'm 6 foot. So as you can see, he out towers me by a lot. So Lorenz, since you were a little kid, you've always played basketball. Was that influence from your parents, maybe a coach? Who influenced you to play basketball?
Mainly myself. My stepdad at the time wanted me to play football, wanted to be a quarterback, but I just didn't like it. I got introduced by basketball in the second grade. We were just playing it on recess.
Oh yeah.
And I just loved it, and since then I've just been playing it ever since.
So you played high school. Where did you play high school at?
I played at Doherty High School and Wasson High School.
In Wasson High School, perfect. And then so when you were in high school, you definitely had plans to play at the collegiate level. When did you know that you were going to be playing college basketball?
Probably my sophomore year, when I was being recruited by CU, Colorado Bluffs. or Colorado University, and they stopped recruiting me because of my grades. So that's why I'm here.
Okay.
Snow College, yes.
So you're here at Snow College to maybe get the grades a little bit better, and then where are your plans? Where are you going to head next?
Anywhere basically. Just a D2, a D1, anywhere that would take me.
Anywhere that'll take you. You just want to play basketball.
Yeah.
Perfect. So how are the grades? Are they looking a lot better now?
Yes, way
Focused in?
better. Yes, way
Getting
better.
the 4.0?
No, that's a 1.4.0, but
Perfect.
that's good.
So now that we've talked a little bit about you, let's talk a little bit about basketball.
Okay.
You guys played against Salt Lake Community College last weekend, and you lost in a tough one. But in the second half, you came out and had a really great game and scored 8 points down low. What were you feeling in the second half when your team was fighting back? You were probably thinking that you guys were going to win, but what were you feeling in those minutes where you kind of went on fire there?
During the halftime, coach told us that we need to turn it up. He's going to see who's tough and who's not, and if you're not playing tough, you're going to sit out. So I didn't want to sit the bench, so I wanted to turn it up. I wish I could have turned it up a little bit more during the first half, rather than wait until the last minute or the second half. So just by coach's motivation, he was just talking to all of us, and that helped us all.
Kind of fight harder, right?
Yeah.
So it was a tough game for sure. I saw some bloody lips and some bloody noses. But tell me a little bit what happened when you got that bloody lip. That was you, right?
Yeah, I went to go set a screen, and as I was setting the screen, the opposite of the defender, his head ran into my lip, so it just busted my lip. So, oh well.
But then you had to come out. But then you got back in and you kept going.
Yep.
And I also noticed Gentry Thomas got a bloody nose, got hit in the nose. But that's really what you love to see right on the basketball court, is that hustle. I bet 95 or 100% of the time you were diving for the basketball. But now you guys are going to take on Northern Idaho, and what are you doing right now to prepare for that game? I know it's in 2 days.
Right now we are trying to, because with Salt Lake's game, our transition offense, and we were just moving the ball slow up the court. We weren't playing our game. We're playing Salt Lake's game.
Right.
So now we're trying to get back on our feet by playing our game, by playing a fast speed, getting up the court, and setting up our offense by moving the ball, setting screens, and trying to play inside out, getting the ball into the post, and then looking for shooters. So we're just trying to speed things up a little bit.
So you've been running a lot in practice to get the speed up, or is your team pretty well conditioned?
We're well conditioned. But we have been running a lot.
Perfect. So you got that game, and then you got a game against CSI. Has Coach Nelson talked anything about the game against CSI?
No, not at all.
Hasn't even mentioned anything?
No. It's going to be a good game, though.
Okay, so it's going to be a good game. We got North on Thursday, and it looks like you guys will be flying out Wednesday morning, so tomorrow morning early. Anything else that you got to say to the crowd, or all your fans back at home before we head out?
No?
No? Perfect. Well, this is Lorenz Stalcup, and I'm Jeff Brenton here with BadgerDen, and we'll be back with Coach Interview in a minute. Welcome back to BadgerDen. I'm Jeff Brenton, joined along with Coach Rob Nelson. Coach Rob Nelson, thanks for coming on to BadgerDen tonight.
Well, thanks for having this. This is good for us and for you, I think, both, so it's a win-win.
Perfect. So first, we want to talk a little bit about a bio about you, where you're from, would be the first question.
I grew up in Cache Valley, up in Smithfield, went to Skyview High School, and so started out everything there, and came down to CEU and played for 1 year after high school, and then went up to Ricks College and played for a year. And then went over to BYU Hawaii and played for 2 and started coaching there for 1 year.
So you've got a real large basketball career that you've played at many schools.
It's gone a long place. It's a lot of places. After BYU Hawaii, I went to Dixie and coached, and then up to Utah State and coached, back to Hawaii, out to Iowa for 2 years, back to Hawaii, and then Oregon for 11 years before I came here to Snow.
So you've got a big resume of coaching, and how long have you been an athletic director here at Snow College?
I'm going into my 5th year.
So you're athletic coach or athletic director, and of course basketball coach.
Right.
How long have you been coaching the Badgers here at
So this is
Snow
our
College?
3rd year of basketball. So I came just to be the athletic director, and then we had some changes, and so president asked me if I'd coach. I've been doing it for 3 years now, so we'll see how long that continues.
Perfect. So is your wife excited that you've settled down here in Ephraim and not in moving around as too many schools anymore?
Well, when we first got married, we talked about, do we want stability or adventures? And we said, no, we'd rather have adventure. So we're always up for another adventure, and so we'll be here as long as we're here, and if another adventure comes, we may take that. So we're kind of able to just kind of do what we'd like.
So what do you like to do with your family on the downtime when you're not coaching or being exactly the athletic director?
Usually it ends up with basketball. I've got 4 boys. One's playing at Dixie right now, so if we're not playing and he's playing, we're down there watching. I have one son that played and he coached for a while. Now he's out of coaching, so we're just kind of winding up with basketball. They all played in high school, and so most of our life's been around basketball and following our kids.
Basketball centered on everything there.
I'm afraid so.
Well, that's good. So if you want to hang out with Rob Nelson, you're going to be playing basketball or watching basketball. Is that what you're telling me?
A lot of the time, yeah. My wife, in fact, if she's home alone, she'll just turn on a ball game because she may not be listening. It's just background noise, but it makes her feel comfortable.
Like she's in the right place.
Yeah,
yep.
So.
Perfect. Well, let's switch gears now that we've talked a little bit about you. Let's talk about your team right now, as you guys are moving forward in the conference right now, 5-3, if I'm not mistaken, and came off a loss last week against Salt Lake Community College. Down the stretch, you made it a close game, but then ended up losing by 8 points. What happened in that game down the stretch that you guys were unable to pick up the win?
Well, I think we started the first half really slow. We were down 10. We only scored 22 points in the first half. We came out the second half. I thought we made a really good run. We took the lead, but we spent so much energy. That happens a lot. You come back, you fight your way back, you finally get on top, and then kind of the other team then makes a push, and we don't have enough in the tank to kind of fight that back. So a couple of errors, a couple of mistakes. I thought I missed free throws. We missed 4 or 5 free throws, a couple of front-end and one-on-ones. That kind of hurt us. So, a lot of little things, but they just kind of added up, and Salt Lake made some plays. They're a good team. So it was a good ball game. We just came out on the short end a little bit.
That's happened a few times now against CSI also. It came down on the short end. What have you been talking with your team about in those close games? What are you telling them that they have to do down the stretch to pick up the wins?
I think we have to trust our teammates. Sometimes we get focused on one guy or the other team focuses, and we've got to be able to distribute the ball a little bit better and step up and make some. Other guys have got to make plays. Walter makes a lot of plays, but he's got to be able to believe that other guys are going to make plays, and they've got to step up and make some plays.
Perfect. So you got a big weekend ahead of you. You mentioned that tomorrow we're flying out to North Idaho, and you also got CSI this weekend. So what have your team doing right now in these 2 days of practice to prepare yourselves?
We're working on getting more motion, pushing the ball a little bit, increasing tempo, trying to get the ball up the floor quicker and make them play defense a little bit faster and make more movement. We're trying to get more movement with our guys to make it a little bit harder, make some openings for some of those other guys to be able to make plays besides Walter, and also opens it up so our big guys can have a little bit more room to operate inside.
Perfect. So I noticed down most of the game, well, in Salt Lake game, let's talk a little bit about that you guys really started to make a little bit of a comeback by going down low to Lorenz Stalcup and a few of your bigs down low, and really made some big plays to get back into the game. And then I noticed kind of towards the end, you kind of swayed away from that and was shooting more outside shots. What happened in the end? Why was there more outside shots than not going down low?
Part of it was the lineup of Salt Lake. They came in and they went a smaller lineup with a lot of guards, and we were having a hard time guarding that, so we kind of had to make an adjustment, and so we went with a smaller lineup. We got down 6 or 8, so I think we kind of felt some pressure. We needed to hit some threes, and sometimes you're better off, like you say, to just go inside and keep pounding it and getting 2 points every trip.
Right.
So we're going to work with our bigs. They've got to step up, and we'll be going to them more this weekend and see if they can't carry us through a little bit.
Perfect. So, Coach, against CSI, close game last time you played here at home. What is the game plan against CSI? They're an undefeated team right now, ranked in the nation, haven't lost in conference. What are you guys working for against CSI?
We haven't even talked about them. We're worrying about North Idaho. That's our game on Thursday, and really that's a crucial game. That keeps us a couple of games ahead if we beat them in 3rd place and gives us a chance to move up to 2nd. So the Thursday game of the 2 games really is the most important, and that's our first one and the next one, so that's what we're working on. Once we get that done, then Friday and Saturday we'll worry about CSI.
Perfect. Well, we'll have to see how that goes. I know Snow TV won't be there, but we'll definitely be excited to hear how it goes this weekend. Coach, anything else you want to talk about before we wrap it up?
Well, we just appreciate the work you guys do. It's fun to have the TV with us. I think we're taking you guys again over to Eastern into CNCC. So it's really good for families. We have a lot of kids from across the world. I know the Romain's family in France watches. You know, Walter's family in Connecticut watches. So we've got a lot of people around the world watching. So that's nice that we have that opportunity.
Perfect. Well, Coach Nelson, thanks for coming along with us here on Badger Den. And I'm Jeff Brinton, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Okay.